And logically, there must be, as in fact there are, so many who share the white blood in some degree as to justify the assertion that the race problem in the United States concerns the welfare and the status of a mixed race. Their rights are not one whit the more sacred because of this fact. But in an argument where injustice is sought to be excused because of fundamental differences of race, it is well enough to bear in mind that the race whose rights and liberties are endangered all over this country by disfranchisement at the South are the colored people who live in the United States today, and not the low-browed man-eating savage whom the Southern white likes to set upon a block and contrast with Shakespeare and Newton and Washington and Lincoln. Despite and in defiance of the federal Constitution, today, in the 6 southern states of Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, containing an aggregate colored population of about 6 million, these have been, to all intents and purposes, denied, so far as the states can effect it, the right to vote. This disfranchisement is accomplished by various methods, devised with much transparent ingenuity, the effort being, in each instance, to violate the spirit of the federal Constitution by disfranchising the Negro, while seeming to respect its letter by avoiding the mention of race or color. These restrictions fall into 3 groups. The first comprises a property qualification, the ownership of $300 worth or more of real or personal property, Alabama, Louisiana, Virginia, and South Carolina, the payment of a poll tax, Mississippi, North Carolina, Virginia, an educational qualification, the ability to read and write, Alabama, Louisiana, North Carolina. Thus far, those who believe in a restricted suffrage everywhere could perhaps find no reasonable fault with any one of these qualifications, applied either separately or together. But the Negro has made such progress that these restrictions alone would perhaps not deprive him of effective representation. Hence the second group. This comprises an understanding clause. The applicant must be able to read or understand, when read to him, any clause in the Constitution, Mississippi, or to read and explain, or to understand and explain, when read to him, any section of the Constitution, Virginia. An employment qualification, the voter must be regularly employed in some lawful occupation, Alabama. A character qualification, the voter must be a person of good character, and who understands the duties and obligations of citizens under a republican form of government, Alabama. The qualifications under the first group, it will be seen, are capable of exact demonstration. Those under the second group are left to the discretion and judgment of the registering officer, for in most instances these are all requirements for registration, which must precede voting. But the first group by its own force, and the second group, under imaginable conditions, might exclude not only the Negro vote, but a large part of the white vote. Hence the third group, which comprises a military service qualification, any man who went to war, willingly or unwillingly, in a good cause or a bad, is entitled to register, Alabama, Virginia. A prescriptive qualification, under which are included all male persons who were entitled to vote on January 1st, 1867, at which date the Negro had not yet been given the right to vote. A hereditary qualification, the so-called grandfather clause, whereby any son, Virginia, or descendant